Alright, so after learning Tizuta, now we're gonna learn a new scale. We're gonna move on to Bati. So Tizuta is played, or it sounds like this. Now I'm gonna put my scale at the bottom here, somewhere at the bottom, so you can follow along with what my tuner says. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a little adjustment. Right now, so my first string is tuned to an A sharp. Right, so with Bati, so the new scale, we're only gonna tune 3 strings. We're only gonna end up changing 3 strings. So it's the second string, it's the third string, skip the fourth, and it's the last string here, the fifth string. Right, remember we don't use the sixth string. You can if you want to, but for this video we're not gonna use the sixth string. We're just gonna deal with just the 5 strings. Sorry, there's the glare. But we're only gonna tune the second, third, skip the fourth, and then just the fifth string. And then the fifth string, sorry. So now, we're gonna tune them, all 3 of them, they're gonna go up a semitone. So right now, my second string is at a C. We're gonna tune it up half step to a C sharp. Then we're gonna tune the third string, the string after, so it's at a D, so we're gonna tune it up to a D sharp. Go up a half step. Right, we're gonna skip the fourth string, we're gonna go to the last string, the fifth string. It's at a G, so we get tuned up to a G sharp. Now, because we just tuned them up, they're gonna detune because they're not used to this higher tension. So what's gonna happen is they're gonna detune and we just gotta retune it. So from the beginning, so let's play the first string. So my first string just detuned. Just fix that. Second string. So remember when we tuned it before, it was in the green, but now it's not. So we gotta tune it up. Third string, sorry. Detune, let's tune it up. Fourth, detuned a little, so let's fix that. Last string. Let's fix that. So now we tune to Bati. If we played from the beginning, backwards. Alright, so now that we've tuned to Bati, we could play, let me see if I could think of a mezmor. So we could play Submission Setara. Submission Setara Dingere. Submission Setara Mariame. Submission Setara Dingere. Submission Setara Mariame. Landeviti Mario. Lelebe Salame. Submission Setara Mariame. You could play a whole lot of more mezmors. Just play around with the scale. But I think it's important to also know that although we tune to a completely different scale, right, Bati, we can also play the Tizuta scale on the Bati scale, which is kind of weird because usually we would start with the first string, but for the Tizuta scale on the Bati arrangement, we start on the second string. So here's Bati. Now let me know if you could hear Tizuta. Right? So the first string for that Tizuta scale is C sharp. Na 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 na. Right, now notice the difference here. That string, the last string in that Tizuta scale, na 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 na, instead of it being high, it's the lower equivalent, it's an octave lower. Na 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 na. It's the same note, just lower. Na 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 na. Right, so that's the Tizita scale. It's just in a different key. To prove that it's the Tizita scale, we could play a Tizita Mezmor on here. But it's a little bit challenging because you're right now assuming that you're used to playing with the first string, right? Everything just shifted down a little, shifted down a string. So now instead of playing the first string from the first string, you're playing from the second string, right? Back from the first. It takes a while to get your head wrapped around it, but you could play Tizita Mezmor with this. So one example would be Des Belon Meshto. Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega, Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega, Abron Silane, Gita Kenyaga, Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega. Right, so now I'm going to play the exact same Mezmor, but I'm going to tune it back to the Tizita from the beginning. The Tizita scale from the beginning, so A sharp. So give me 1 second. Right, so now we're back at Tizita. I'm going to play the exact same Mezmor. Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega, Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega, Abron Silale, Gita Kenyaga, Des Belon Meshto, Des Belon Nega. Right? So the only difference here is that the key is the only difference. Last time we started with a C sharp, now it started with an A sharp. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I hope you all caught that. So good luck.